Hey, Jam.
Yes,
You ready for our fun facts about vitamin C episode?
I'm very ready. I love fun facts, especially the fun part, but honestly, the factual part too.
So it's like you don't like fun fakes?
No, not at all. And I don't know if I like facts that aren't fun.
Well,
Depends situation.
these are going to be fun facts.
Okay, good.
You ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, I'm Melissa,
I'm Jam,
and I'm a chemist,
and I'm not.
and welcome to Chemistry for Your Life.
The podcast to help you understand the chemistry of your everyday life.
Fun fact edition. Okay, so we have had 2 episodes about vitamin C, and there's a lot that I learned, but not enough to put into a whole episode or to just break into one episode. So I broke it up into a few.
Got it. So these are other things that we hadn't talked about yet, but that
But I'm excited about.
relevant, important, relatable, everyday, cool, interesting, maybe even fun things.
Exactly.
Got it.
Okay, so I mentioned at the very end of the last episode that the FDA suggests about 90 milligrams a day for vitamin C optimal levels.
Okay.
However, acute vitamin C deficiency, so like that would lead to scurvy, is less than 10 milligrams a day. So, but it doesn't happen right away because you have some stores of vitamin C.
Uh-huh.
So after about a month of little to no vitamin C intake, that is when you're going to start to see signs of scurvy.
Got it. So they say you should have 90
They say you should have about 90 milligrams.
per day.
Yes.
And if you're having 10 milligrams per day.
That'll keep you from becoming mush.
Got it. Okay.
So I feel like there's kind of a range based on what we learned the first episode about scurvy and the second episode about the functioning of your immune system, and vitamin C plays a role in a lot of other things in your body. It helps with a lot of enzymes. So it seems like if you're getting somewhere between 10 and 90, you're not going to have scurvy, but you might not be at optimal levels of health. But if you're consistently getting about 90, you're probably going to be functioning more optimally for your immune system.
Got it.
Okay. I thought this was interesting. The FDA doesn't require food labels to list vitamin C content unless it's been added to the food.
Ah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. That is crazy. But I guess it would be maybe a little bit hard if it's like just already in there. For some of these things, it'd be like, yeah, we're not going to put a label on these oranges that says, here's what's in there. It's like, it's just in there, okay?
It's just in there, yeah.
Nature put it there, and it's there.
And then it also the FDA considers anything that provides 20% or more of the daily value is considered to be a high source or nutrient.
Oh, okay.
So high source of vitamin C would have 20% or more of that. Okay.
I remember whenever when last episode we had about taking vitamin C when you're sick and how that's a thing people do.
Yeah.
Go listen to that one if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost mentioned this, but now it seems more relevant. The vitamin C drops that I have bought before, it's like a little like cough drop, but it's actually vitamin C, which I guess it probably helps with coughs too, whatever. Those, just one of them has like either 100% of what you need for the day or 200.
Yeah.
So it's like more, that's, you said 20% is already considered high. So some of these little drops are having like, just
they're like excellent sources of vitamin C. They're like everything you need.
Yeah.
Well, so then I was like, how much vitamin C did I get today? And I had kind of a weird day. I had, for breakfast, I had avocado toast. There is some vitamin C in avocados, but not in eggs, or I don't think in the bread that I ate either. Maybe it's like whole grain, and then I had that late in the day. I don't know if there's none in almonds, and I had almond milk, and I don't think there's any in coffee. So then I was like, I'm not doing great. And then I had lentil pasta with tomatoes for dinner. And I think that might be my saving grace. I was like, up till now, I think I'm only at like, 8 milligrams. So let's see how much vitamin C is in cherry tomatoes. I was trying to figure that out here.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So a cup of cherry tomatoes has about 19 grams. So that's good.
Okay.
But it's still not 100.
Yeah.
So then last week, when we talked about it, I was thinking like, oh, well, so I probably don't need to take vitamin C because I probably typically get enough. But on days like today, maybe one of those little drops would be good.
Right. Interesting.
But probably not 1,000 milligrams. And here's my problem with things like Emergency.
Yeah.
There's so much sugar in a lot of them.
Right.
If it was just like straight vitamin C powder, I think I would be more open to that.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, on a day that I didn't have a large variety of vegetables, I'll pop a supplement of some kind. But on most days, I think I definitely get that much. For example, yesterday I had a brunch with friends and I had orange juice, and 3/4 of a cup of orange juice has 93 milligrams of vitamin C.
And a lot of sugar.
So and a lot of sugar. That's true. But I had it, you know, so it's like I had that yesterday. I definitely had 100%.
Totally.
You know, I hit the 90 milligrams easy.
Yeah, they do sell some of those. I had a hard time finding them, but I have found them before that are sugar-free drops.
Yeah.
Those are obviously, that'd be nice because it'd be exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it is weird how it's harder to find them. Those drops in Emergency have a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So I'm just curious. So coffee doesn't have any
I don't think
vitamin C
so.
in it? I was thinking.
Let me look. Let me just
it's
do
a
a
seed
quick.
of a plant, but obviously we're like processing it, roasting, all that kind of stuff. But I just thought it seems like it could have a little, but
It doesn't seem to indicate that coffee has it.
That'd be so cool. I'd be like, I would never have thought about this until we were talking about it now, but I would have been like,
then you'd always get it.
Yeah, what if I'm always like really well stocked? That's crazy.
Here are some things though that are high in vitamin C.
Okay.
Red pepper. Half a cup of raw red pepper has a 95 milligrams. So your whole daily value.
Red pepper, like
a sweet red pepper, like bell pepper.
Bell pepper. Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Orange juice, 3/4 a cup, 93 milligrams, and orange. So a lot of times Mason and I will have ceviche with a little bit of orange in it.
Ah.
If we have the whole orange cut it in half, right there we have half of our daily value.
Boom. Awesome.
Grapefruit juice has 70 milligrams of vitamin C. Kiwi fruit has 65 milligrams. A green pepper, interestingly, has less. It has 60 milligrams for half a cup. A half a cup of cooked broccoli is 50 milligrams.
Okay, definitely a lot of broccoli over here, so that's helping.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Strawberries, half a cup of strawberries is about 50 milligrams.
Okay.
Brussies. We love Brussies on this podcast. Brussies have about 50 milligrams for half a cup cooked.
And if you're on like an acquaintance basis, it's Brussels sprouts. But when you're as friendly with them as we are, we call them Brussies. Just because when you become so close with a vegetable like that, it's kind of like one of those things. It's just,
and if you're not close, drizzle a little bit of honey and balsamic vinegar after you roast them, and then you will be. Grapefruit has half a medium grapefruit has 39 milligrams.
Okay.
Tomato juice has 3/4 a cup, 33 milligrams.
Okay.
Cantaloupe, half a cup of cantaloupe, 29 milligrams.
It's interesting. So I am surprised that like some of these are fairly decent amounts of these things, right? But it's not getting you all the way to 100% with just one of these things. So you really would maybe, depending on your diet, need to think about like making sure that these things are in there and more than just one of them. Like just having half a grapefruit or whatever, it doesn't quite get you to the 90 that you want.
And that's when we talked about the not monotonous diet.
I didn't realize that. Now you're talking about these amounts. I just didn't realize that. I kind of thought because you talked about how there obviously are a lot of vitamins in our diet, that's one of the things that's a little bit fishy about, buying vitamins is that, well, but how much are you already getting of these? And maybe if you're eating a good diet that has a lot of variety, then you're probably getting a lot of all of them. But it's definitely more possible than I thought to not get the vitamin C you need, which is surprising to me.
That's what I thought too. Okay, so I had a similar thought process where I thought, So you don't really need to supplement your vitamin C unless you're not getting enough, and so you might not be optimally at your immune system level. But how many people in the standard American diet, and for our listeners other places, I think also there's a lot of processed foods, fast foods, eating out, or even just like easy, monotonous, the same foods, aren't getting this necessary vitamin. I think it could be more than I thought. Like there are days that I definitely am getting it. Like on days that I have ceviche and, a lot of times I'll have spinach and like no problem. Or yesterday I just happened to have orange juice, which I don't normally drink because there is a lot of sugar, but we were doing a brunch thing.
Yeah. Gotta have it.
But then other times I'm like today I added it up and I was like, I think I probably only got like 20 milligrams.
Yeah. I don't know what I've got. So I had 3 tacos for lunch.
Were they street tacos or were they like what kind?
Yeah. So onions and cilantro would be probably the best bet there. Maybe the salsa. Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely the salsa would have some.
Oh, yeah. Salsa, definitely.
But I don't know. I mean, we're not talking, that's not tons of salsa.
Yeah.
So
4 milligrams in 100 grams of 4 milligrams of vitamin C and 100 grams of a typical salsa based on Google.
And then I did have a salad with my dinner.
Okay, that could be good.
Maybe could be some more, but I mean, it was like lots of lettuce, not a lot of like tomato and stuff like that. So
I think the spinach can.
There was some spinach.
Was it like a spring mix?
I think so. Yep.
How much vitamin C in spring mix? I'm Googling. Let's see. This is just Google. This is chemistry off the cuff. It says it ranges from 4% to 35% of the daily daily value for a 2,000 calorie diet. So
okay, so what we're saying is maybe after recording, I might need to go eat some strawberries or something.
I think
whatever I've got in the fridge.
Maybe so. That's something that I think doing this made me think. Oh, I don't think about my vitamins enough. I don't think because you do need them. They're things that our body can't produce that we need. Okay, well, here's a little bit more information.
Okay.
Now that we've taken that foray, everybody see how much of your daily value. I think I calculated that I only got about 20 today. And I think that might be generous. So not the best.
Yeah, dang.
But so now I want everyone to go figure it out and message us. Somebody messaged us in the fiber one. That was really fun. Was it the fiber? Oh no, it was the vegetables. Somebody messaged us how many vegetables.
Oh yeah.
And they got 30 vegetables in one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is amazing. I'm so proud of you. Okay. So now if you are a smoker, you may need more vitamin C than non-smokers because there's higher levels of oxidative stress. So more vitamin C needed for that. And I will say, I'll read this. Although fruits and vegetables are the best source of vitamin C, other foods have small amounts of this nutrient. Thus, through a varied diet, most people would be able to get the vitamin C or at least obtain recommended daily value or at least obtain enough to prevent scurvy. People who have limited food variety, including some elderly, impoverished, those who abuse alcohol or drugs, food fattists. I thought that was a good quote. People with mental illness and occasionally children might not get sufficient vitamin C. And that was from the National Institute of Health with like the NIH website. So
what's the milligrams for kids or did that come up?
You can look I think from 4 to adulthood for the FDA, it recommended 90.
Oh, okay.
But it might have been less for younger. I don't remember. You'd have to go look.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next thing I thought is there is some, well, I'll say this. The reason we have to eat our vitamin C is because our bodies can't make it. Most animals' bodies can make it. And our, like one thing that I read was that like we're missing it seemed like one little step to be able to do it. Like we somewhere along the way lost it. I know. I wonder if it's just most humans were getting enough that we didn't need to keep making it or whatever somewhere along the line.
Maybe just being like omnivores and there being a point in time where we're like eating a wide variety just because we had to.
Yeah.
maybe
So
it was
not
like
a big deal.
Yeah, interesting.
Not a trait that bred in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that happened.
Yeah.
So most primates can't do it. This is so interesting. So humans and other primates, guinea pigs, and capybara, and some birds and fish are the only animals that can't make their own vitamin C.
Can't. Okay.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's so interesting.
That makes testing hard because if you're doing like trials to see what happens if you don't have vitamin C and mice can make their own vitamin C, it's harder. So they use guinea pigs, and then I think they also figured out a pathway to block vitamin C generation in mice. But still, it makes it harder. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is. It's not like we have just like tons of capybara we can use, you know?
Yeah. We do have tons of guinea pigs that we can use as guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing my notes are out of order. Here it is.
Okay.
Vitamin C can also be used as a preservative. Can you guess why it's used as a preservative?
Because it can take on the radicals, so it reduces the oxidation of the actual thing.
It's not necessarily because of radicals, but yes, oxidation in general. A lot of times you cut fruit and they become oxidized, for example, like apples. And our listeners have a distinct advantage because you don't know yet, but they do, is that the re-release that we're going to do that they've already heard is going to be why do apples turn brown when you cut them. So vitamin C both inhibits oxidation because it will be oxidized itself instead of the fruit being oxidized and turning brown.
Okay.
But also there's an enzyme. I don't know if you remember because you haven't listened to this since 2020.
Yeah, a long time ago.
There's an enzyme that helps in the oxidation of the fruit browning. And vitamin C can inhibit that enzyme as well.
Okay.
So it doesn't just be a block to the oxidation. It also inhibits the enzyme.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a double whammy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then last but not least, should we put vitamin C on your skin? Here's the thing. All these studies, again, are like, it depends on the baseline of the person who is getting this topical treatment.
Right, okay.
Dermatologists recommend it. Some dermatologists recommend putting vitamin C on your skin because vitamin C plays a big role in, for example, the turnover at wound sites. You know, like if you have a wound site, vitamin C is important in your immune system. And so it's going to be a lot more vitamin C being used there. You need more collagen to rebuild the structure in those cells. There's a lot of things that are going to be important for vitamin C at a wound, right? But if you have your optimal levels of vitamin C met, shouldn't your body have enough to take care of that? But supplementation with vitamin C and vitamin E have been shown to improve the rate of wound healing in children with extensive burns. So I think it's another one of these cases where if circumstances are normal and you are getting the optimal level of vitamin C, topical application of vitamin C may or may not be helpful.
Yeah.
Probably not if you're optimal. But if you're not eating enough vitamin C, topical application could be beneficial. And if you're not eating enough vitamin C, maybe taking more vitamin C could help with the role that vitamin C plays in your skin, which it does. If you remember the episode we did about anti-aging products, we talked about how much of a role your skin plays as a physical barrier to illness or other things getting in your body.
Okay.
Vitamin C helps maintain that.
Okay.
So this is a little chemistry off the cuff. I use vitamin C on my skin in my morning skincare routine. I know. But I don't use it as oh no, my skin needs more vitamin C on it to optimally function.
Okay.
I use it instead as this vitamin C will act as a barrier to oxidative stress from the oxygen and free radicals in the air.
Okay.
This is like a barrier that it will take on some of the radicals. It will help protect me. But there is not really good evidence in most cases that topical application of vitamin C will get down into your skin.
Okay.
So dermatologists recommend it. Some studies show that it's beneficial, but it's hard to separate from the formulation that's been used. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the formulations that are developed are proprietary. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of, we don't really know. We know vitamin C is good. We know vitamin C is an antioxidant. We know that vitamin C is in your skin. Do we know what putting it on topically does in cases of most general population people who are doing fine? We don't. So just like with taking vitamin C supplements, there's not good evidence for gen pop that you need it.
Right.
So there's not good evidence that you need it on your skin, and there's not good evidence that you need to supplement it when you're sick. There's not good evidence. Maybe taking it day to day if you're not getting enough in your diet.
Got it. Okay.
Which could be, I do have a suspicion that Americans especially have a more monotonous diet and that we're not getting as many vegetables as we need. And so that's something to look at for yourself. Yeah. I can't diagnose you because I'm not that kind of doctor. But so I do use vitamin C on my skin, but I think of it as like this is an antioxidant coating I'm putting on that will help minimize oxidative stress to my face. And the thing I use also has other good things in it.
Nice.
Vitamin C and vitamin E are buds. And we'll have to do a separate episode on that later. Okay. And if you remember retinol.
Yes.
Vitamin A. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of my fun facts.
Wow. That's a lot.
Do you have any other questions about vitamin C that I didn't already answer?
We talked about that before, I think, right? Maybe in the first episode about vitamin C. Maybe even the more general vitamins one. About that this one, our body's able to get rid of the excess of it. So it's not as possible to take too much. Not that you should, but like, thankfully, our bodies can handle that, right? Is that still true?
It's water soluble, so it's relatively easy to excrete, but they still don't recommend that you take more than like 2 grams or 2,000 milligrams. That mega dose, doing that day to day is not recommended. It will eventually put stress on your systems, which excrete excess.
So like, don't test it. Don't push it.
Yeah, it's not worth it to take too much every day. Just take what you need.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably have done that with those vitamin C drops. That's a good thing to think about, is like things like that are mega doses. Just take like a fixed amount that's under that amount. Because I probably have done that. I'm sick and I'm like desperate for whatever may even have a chance of helping. So I probably shouldn't do that.
When you're sick is probably the best time to do it, though, based on those studies, right? If you're not excreting as much and your sources are depleted, then you're probably not putting your body at risk by taking additional. And for me, something I thought about was, so this is like, again, me kind of going back on some of what I said, is like, guess what? When I'm sick, I do not eat nutritious, and I should, but I don't. I'm like, I want ramen noodles and I want tortellini with cheese, and that's it. Like, I want soft foods that like feel good on my throat. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
So if you are sick and you need to take in fluids anyway, maybe orange juice would be a good thing, or eat an orange every time you get sick every day. And that'd probably eating the orange would get you to your vitamin C needs, and it would be better for you than having orange juice where you don't have the fiber to help the uptake of the sugar. And it has a lot of liquid in it, so that's good for your fluids. But if next time I'm sick, I think I'm going to think about this and be like, well, I just need to eat at least 1 orange every day while I'm sick. Instead of relying on vitamin C tablets or whatever, just knowing like, oh, my immune system really does use vitamin C. And my immune system is fighting right now, so I'm going to eat some oranges. But the mega dose, there's not really evidence for those. And there could also be some drawbacks. Or if you have the sugar-free drops, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, I feel like I want to equip people to be like, yeah, these things we don't know. And you could be getting taken advantage of spending a lot of money on something like an emergency packet when you could just buy some oranges, and long term that would probably be better for your health because there's less sugar or something, or buy orange juice could be basically the same. You know?
One thing I want to do, we talked about this in the past. There's a history of some vitamin D deficiency in my family. So I take a multivitamin that has vitamin D3 in it. I want to look now, let me talk about vitamins. I want to see how much vitamin C is in it.
That's a good question.
Just to find out and see if I'm, to see if I'm getting, how much I'm getting there and how much I need to be getting from a place to do. That's something I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have for you. So far in our vitamin series and other vitamins we have talked about in the past, do you have a fave vitamin? One that's the most interesting so far to you?
I think retinol, vitamin A. We didn't call it that, but that's what it is. I think that one really impacted me a lot because I thought that like skincare was fake. And I didn't really, I also thought it was vain, which, I guess vanity, some people like how you look makes you feel more confident, whatever. I've tried to like not hold that as a high value. Can be hard in our society, but learning that, your skin actually does a lot to protect you.
Right.
And doing things like putting on retinol really can reverse the damage that you've done and also prevent more damage from happening so that your skin will more effectively be able to protect you. I think that has been pretty interesting. That
that's cool.
Whole series. I wear sunscreen almost every day now.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't before.
Yeah.
So I think that series probably impacted me the most.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know if I have an answer to the question I asked. I think they're all interesting so far. I don't think one has been stood out to me as like, whoa. But I mean, certainly the stuff we talked about with scurvy and I was like, holy.
That's true. So, that was really fun. Learning about that was like, what?
And then the vitamin D stuff also was really interesting. And so I don't know. I think in general, it's hard for me to judge at the moment because it's all new to me.
Yeah.
But they've each had such a cool background. So
yeah, I did have a lot of fun learning about. So maybe the vitamin A's had the most long-term impact so far, but I had a lot of fun learning about scurvy and how much of the chemistry was accessible,
Yeah.
And relatable. And I thought that was really interesting. Cool.
Sweet.
Well, that's kind of a shorty for you because we're prepping to go out of town. But thanks. I think this originally the vitamin in general question is one that I've gotten a lot. So
right.
Thanks for letting me tell you all my fun facts about vitamins.
Thanks for listening to them. Wait, what?
They listen.
Thanks for listening to them. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. What?
This is what happens when you record at 12
p.m. Yeah.
It's like in my head, it made so much sense. And as soon as it came out, I was like, what am I? Who am I?
You're welcome for listing them. Maybe that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Yeah.
You're welcome.
That is what I said.
Yeah. You're welcome for that.
Show the transcript. That's what I said.
Yeah.
We're doing any other sort of wrap up thing or just go straight to the credits?
Let's, let's just go straight to the credits.
That's good.
I think it's good for a little shorty for our summer break.
Yeah.
And it's already past our bedtime.
Yeah, 100%. As you guys can tell. I didn't have to say that. You just could, you end up witnessing it. Thanks for your questions, ideas. If you have those questions, feedback, corrections, follow-ups, whatever, all that kind of stuff, ideas for new episodes, send those to us on our website at chemforyourlife.com. That's chemforyourlife.com to share your thoughts and ideas with us. Let help us keep our show going and contribute to cover the costs of making it. You can join our super cool Chem community of patrons on patreon.com/chemforyourlife. Get perks, get to hang out with us. You get behind the scenes stuff. You get an ad-free version of the show. You get extra bonus episodes where Melissa and I hang out and chat. And we'd love to have you. If you're not able to do that, you can still help us by subscribing to our favorite podcast app, rating, review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. You can also subscribe on YouTube and comment and interact with us over there. And those things help us to share chemistry with even more people, help more people find the show. That's super helpful. Thank y'all for doing that. We love to hear from y'all and interact with y'all on those places.
And the people who are already eligible to get an ad-free episode, I don't know how many of them actually did it, but the people who already are getting ad-free episodes are Jesse R., Sierra L., John T., Avishai B., Bree M., Brian K., Carol R., Chris and Claire S., Chelsea B., Derek L., Elizabeth B., Emerson W., Hunter R., Jacob T., Christina G., Katrina H., Latila S., Lynn S., Melissa P., Nicole C., Rachel R., Sarah M., Stephen B., Suzanne P., Timothy P., Venus R., Erica B., Cullen R., and Jeanette N. Thank you all again for making this show possible by financially supporting us on Patreon. It is seriously amazing that you're willing to do that and help make chemistry accessible to even more people.
And are there references for this episode?
There are. They're the same as last week's episode.
Okay, so if you'd like to learn more about today's episode or the last episode, you can check the references for this episode in our show notes or in the description of the video on YouTube.
Yay chemistry.
Yay chemistry, yay vitamin C.
Yay vitamins. See ya.
It's the vitamin you can taste.
Yay vitamin C. Wait, what did you say earlier when you were like, I said something and you're like, it's funny that it's called vitamin C because it was actually...
Oh, it's yeah, I think I said because it's funny it's called vitamin C because I was hearing about it from my dad.
Yeah. And on that note, yay corny jokes.